but we do need the ability for us to come together, to live, exist, and work using codes that's going to be making sure that everybody's accountable to the people. That's the key. Peace.
We have Black Power, but the people, it's really time to stop. Talk is over. We need action. Sonny was a man of action. And people need to explain really what happened here, because it's not an accident. And talk, we don't need no, we need to know what happened. We need to see the documents, the evidence, the proof, and give us back our stuff. But talk is over. We had all this rap. We in a bad position. The people don't know. The people have to stand up, claim their stuff. The people have to understand that they have been robbed, tricked, bamboozled. African Americans are rich in this country, but we don't even know it. Restoration belongs to us. We have to claim our stuff. NSA 1, Kingston Heights, Shinder Management does not own it. Sonny gave it to us. We got to claim it. We got to call the politicians out and make somebody accountable. I went to Eric Snyderman. I sent documents. Scott Stringer, everybody knows about this. I made sure that everybody knew. Every local politician, the media, the Post, the news, everybody knows. How come other people can get results? You can call Eric Snyderman one time, you can call Scott Stringer one time, people can get results. We're going through 10 times worse things that I seen them run to help other people for, and we can't get the help. How come nobody can help us? I've been putting these documents in since 2008. We want to know what it is. I got the papers. We got you. Black Power.
Yeah, this educational piece is very interesting, because I remember when I was in my early 20s, I was out here in the streets like most of these young people are out here in the streets. That's the reason why I don't hardly criticize them unless I got something to offer them. And Sonny offered that to me. So he was in negotiation with the, I think the mayor at the time was John Lindsay, and he was in negotiation with John Lindsay and the Kennedy people about investing in Bedford-Stuyvesant. And but I heard about Sonny Carson from my wife's best friend, who they used to have card parties, and I never forget. The brother's name is, can't call his name. See, you know when you arrive, when the names don't come like that, then you know you arrived. But anyway, Charles Hell was the brother's name, and he was a bodyguard for Malcolm X. But I never knew him, because I used to be a bodyguard for Malcolm myself, but I didn't know him. That's the way that goes. We dealt with the need to know. You didn't need to know. You didn't step out of your lane. But anyway, he told me about this guy, Sonny Carson, who just came back on the civil rights ride down in the South, and I wanted to meet him. So eventually we met Sonny at 1233 Fulton Street. On 1233 Fulton Street, where Congress of Racial Equality Corps office had moved from Jefferson and Nostrand to 1233, and during that time we were rough on handkerchief-head Negroes. We were, hey, listen, they didn't stand a chance. Either they get a beat down, knocked down, or whatever it was. But I'm not saying that the Honorable Congressman Major Owen was in that crowd, but Sonny overthrew him in a board meeting and became the director of the Brooklyn Corps. And we got to talking. But my thing with Sonny was this: if you don't want me to be involved in the shit on the street, then you got to tell me, show me something. And he convinced me that he had something, that he was in negotiation with some people who wanted to do something. He needed help. So I said, okay, listen, I'll try this for a minute or two and see how it goes. So when the commitments came, they met over Dime Saving Bank, and after they moved from Dime Saving Bank, the juniors, they moved to the Hotel Granada, not there today. It was on Ashland Place. And that's where the first Restoration Corporation was founded at the Hotel Granada. And they were working on this building here, which was Sheffield Farms, to begin to do something to turn this whole thing around, because the young black folks burning up business and walking past the black business. And see, that's when what you call the white flight began. That's when white folks got up out of here. Police even resigned, because I remember there was an incident where the police shot up on Eastern Parkway around Ralph Avenue. That's when they started getting up out of here. Along that time, the Black Panther Party was coming along. You had US organization with Ron Karenga, and then you had coming out from Philadelphia, you had the Black Stone Rangers, which was Max Stanton. And a whole lot of groups began to emerge. A lot of the stuff I can't go into. You understand? Because you know they give everybody else and reward them and pay them off, but us, they're still looking for a reason to lock us up, mutilate us, and all of that kind of stuff. But we need to get our act together, because the people, the politicians who are actually our guardians and supposed to look out for our interests, is only looking out for their interests. They only figure out how to line their pockets. But I wanted to say, I'm gonna put out a name here, Rhoda McCoy from Ocean Hill, Brownsville, Reverend Oliver, C. Herbert Oliver, and then you had, quiet as kept, you had Queen of Queens' mother, because Queen of Queens was around about, how old were you around by that time? 7 years old? About 7 years old. And Sonny Carson gave her name, Queen of Queens, out of Ocean Hill, Brownsville.
Out of Ocean Hill, Brownsville.
See,
I was in the 3rd grade.
See, Sonny wasn't about no decentralization and all that kind of stuff. It was about community control.
And quality education.
Yes. And not only this here, what a lot of people don't know and what they don't realize is that as Sonny traveled around this country throughout the South, he learned something around Durham and Raleigh and all that kind of stuff about the black colleges. But black colleges was known, hey listen, the only place that we had meeting in Kwanzaa was at Brooklyn College or New York College, somewhere out there near Brighton Beach. And we got tired of having to fight white boys to go out there to their meeting rooms and whatnot. So Sonny looked around and he said, listen, if the other communities can get their colleges, we can do the same thing. But see, what happened was, we got into this whole thing. What are we gonna name it now? We got this, we wanted to name it Malcolm X College. Everybody jumped all especially the Dr. King, Negro jumped all over the place. No, we can't, that's too militant and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, we had to negotiate what we were gonna name it. So a lot of people don't even know right today that Dr. Betty Chavez was bought deliberately there to Medgar Evers College so that she wouldn't starve to death, because a lot of the politicians and the other people who were making money, they wouldn't reach out to her so she could take care of her children. But Sonny got her, one of the requirements was a loud band that could get her on board in the college. But see, it seems like to me, every time we come up with something new and different, everybody wants to profit and benefit from it. Now I'm hearing that you got people out there now who wants to take over Medgar Evers College as though they had something to do with it. And like I say, a lot of these people, you can't even go to, you won't get an invitation to their living room or their dining room. But every time we look around, here they are. And they don't share nothing. They just have nothing but a conversation to get you geared up into something that they can steal for themselves and take. But we need today, at this day and time, to really begin to educate our own children. Because when we had the numbers program, they locked us up. Then they got the lotto. When we had the breakfast program, they locked us up. And the Black Panther Party, you understand, never get the credit for feeding the children or the breakfast program. They don't get the credit. Every time we take opportunity among ourselves to make money, they outlaw it.
What's up, Lord?
Say for instance, remember we used to play the pyramid game? They outlawed that. Because that was nothing but an engineered process where everybody would susu. Remember the susu? Where everybody would have a little money, you pay it to the susu. They outlawed that. A lot of people don't even know. Right around the corner here, those little houses over there, Wheatsville House. Do you know they were once the Black Wall Street? Black Wall Street. Yeah, the Wheatsville project. Those are landmark buildings that were never supposed to be added to or taken from because of their landmark status. When other people come in town, now I see they got wrought iron gates around in some of the buildings, going all the way down to East New York. And the schools, I think they got one school down there on the corner, Troy and Dean. It's called the Wheatsville School. We got Wheatsville projects and whatnot. But there's a lot of things that's going on for us, but I just wanted to say this, to be continued, because the struggle continues, and I want everybody who's watching this or viewing this to understand that you have a duty and responsibility to one another, is to make life better than it was before you came into it, when you came into the world, before you leave your body here, to be continued.
Black Power.
Thank you to our brother.
Peace.
Everybody. Peace.